So recently, EA had decided to put their games on Xbox Game Pass. So there's a lot of stuff that's on there right now, including Jedi Fallen Order, Star Wars Battlefront, lots of stuff. I hate basically everything. I was really surprised at how bad basically all of these games are. This is probably going to be the subject of another video, but the thing that surprised me the most, though, was the one I actually liked. The very, very surprising one. I actually, to a certain extent, really like Titanfall, and I spent like a couple of days playing it. Now, a couple of days, right? Titanfall, to me, it kind of has the opposite problem, I think, that a lot of other modern games do, where I think a lot of modern games kind of bloat everything and like make the stale game, the gameplay itself like really stale and boring. Like Titanfall is the opposite in the sense where like the gameplay itself is actually pretty good. I love the gameplay. I love the innovations. It feels like an actual evolution of the first-person shooter genre, right? Like it actually feels original. It actually feels creative. It actually feels like they did a whole bunch of stuff to set themselves apart from the crowd. Like maybe not to the extent that Devil's Third did, right? But still radically better than what COD or Battlefield have been doing lately. But it doesn't have the content. Like, it only has a small handful of maps, a small handful of titans, a small handful of weapons, a very small player base, and a very limited amount of things you can do. Because that's kind of the thing I felt while playing this. I'm like, wow, playing the game for about 5 hours or so, like, you're going to have a good time, but why would you stick with it? Like, to me, there's no point. Like, sure, I could have ranked up all the way to 50. Like, sure, I could have unlocked more things. I could have done all these challenges, but what was the point? Like, it was just a deathmatch mode. Like, that's the only thing. Like, nobody plays any of the other modes. They're all garbage, I'm sure. Like, all anybody does is just do the deathmatch mode over and over and over again. They don't have a system in place where, like, they swap things around. Like, maybe you get more EXP by doing certain objectives. Like, no. Like, only deathmatch. That's the only thing people are playing right now, and all the other modes seem rather boring and uninspired. Like, the campaign mode, as I understand it, is kind of a mess. I just... But again, it actually feels creative. It actually feels like they did something. They did something a little bit different. It actually feels like they tried to innovate. They actually tried to make a good game. And, like, I am so reluctant to criticize them for that. Like, I really do feel like this is a very good rental. Like, this is a game you can buy, you can rent, play it for like a weekend, and have a fairly good time. Like, that's my big problem with it. Like, it has no longevity. Like, there's nothing really to keep you interested in it. But you're gonna have a good time. Like, rather surprisingly, I really like Titanfall for what it is. Like, an actual, fairly, reasonably good, new first-person shooter franchise with an original concept and interesting mechanics that we've never seen before. That needs to be commended.